This video is going to be about getting your working directory set up and getting files into R. So one of the great things that RStudio lets you do is work with some menus that you can't really work with in base R. So for us, we're going to start off by setting up our working directory. And to do that, you go to Tools, Global Options. Your working directory is the directory that R is going to save files in, and it's also a place where R can kind of easily access files, and it allows RStudio to have some additional functionality too. So we're just going to probably create a new folder for you. I've already done that, but just go to Documents, and then you can create a new folder if you want to, but yeah, just go to whatever that folder might be for you. I'm going to name my folder R Workshop, open it up, and then it will tell you that this is the directory where it's going to save your files and folders in R Workshop. So then you can just hit apply and OK. And if you just want to make sure that you did everything right, you can type in get WD, get working directory, and it will tell you what R is registering your working directory as, which you can see is C, users, James, OneDrive, documents, R, workshop. Next thing I'm going to ask you guys to do is download the file we worked on in the workshop. This is in the workshop 1 file that Courtney shared with you, and there should be this file called airports.txt. Airports.txt is a CSV file, comma separated values. So you can see here that these are sort of the column names, and then this is all the data in this file. We'll look at it a little more in detail in R. But for now, you can download it. So just download it, and then I want you to go find that R workshop folder that we made, and I want you to add airports to it. So you could just drag it over from Chrome, you just drag it over from there into airports. However you want to do it, get airports into your working directory. And then the cool thing is that you should see it show up in your files folder down here. So you should have this airports.txt if you've done everything right in your files tab in the bottom right corner. And if you click on this, it will sort of show you it. It's messy still in this format because it's just reading the text file. It's not changing it at all. But we want to actually put this into a data frame, they call it. We want to put it into something kind of like an Excel spreadsheet. So to do that, we're going to go to our Environment tab over here, click Import Dataset. You can also find that in File if you want. There's also Import Dataset. But let's just do it from our Environment tab, Import Dataset, and then it will pull up a list of different options for you. It will say from text, from SPSS, but we can do just from text because ours is just comma separated value, so it's very simple for it to read. So now that's going to pop up a window, and windows are so much nicer than typing stuff in, so you can just double click on the airports, and it will show you both the input file and what R wants to do with it. So depending on all of these things, R is these drop-down menus, which if it wasn't separated by commas, it could be separated by semicolons. You could put that in there. So R is basically saying that the top part, the input file, that's the base file. And then this is what it wants to do with it, which we can kind of look over and see if it's doing the right thing. So the top row in bold, those are going to be the column names, which, that's exactly what we want. And then everything else is pretty much right on, so we actually don't have to modify anything because this file was already good. Most of the time, I would say you don't really have to do too much at this point, but you can import it. And then you can see over here in your environment, a new object appeared called airports. And it opened up this window that is, it should look a little bit like a spreadsheet in Excel. So it's got all of the column names up here that we told it to tell our column names, and then all of the observations below. So we've got our file into R, which is great. And yeah, next video I'm going to show you a little bit about what we can do now that that file is in R.